In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the topic that is class and data abstractions. By discussing our object-oriented programming concepts, we already have discussed all these parts. We have discussed class, what is that class, and we also have discussed the abstraction concept. Okay, as an important concept of an object-oriented programming. Okay, so in today's lecture, we are just going to discuss or we are going to see that how this class and data abstraction can be implemented. So first, we will quickly revise that what actually the class is and what actually the abstraction is. And after that, we will come to know or we will discuss that how we can implement the abstraction in our C++ programming. Okay. So as discussed in the previous lectures, we all know that class is nothing but user-defined data type. And with the help of this user-defined data type class, we can just bind together the different types of data members, and we are going to bind together the member functions in our class, right? So class is nothing but an user-defined data type, right? And in this class, whenever we are going to implement a class that is a user-defined data type, we are going to include, right? We are going to include that we are going to define the different types of data members, right? And we are also going to include or we are going to define the different types of methods, different types of operations that can be performed on the data that we are having, right? So simply, class is nothing but a collection of your data members and the member functions, and we are going to close our class, right? So number of data members will be there, number of member functions will be there. These member functions are going to operate on the data members that we have defined in the same class. Okay, so this is nothing but our class that we have discussed already in our previous lectures. Okay, now the concept arises, that is the abstraction. What is this abstraction? How we can define the abstraction? The abstraction is nothing but a simple concept in which what we are going to do with the help of this abstraction, we are just going to hide some information, or we can say that with the help of abstraction, we are only going to display the essential information that is required by the user. In short, what we can do, we can just hide the implementation part of our program, right? So with the help of abstraction, what we are going to do, we are going to display only essential information, right? And how we can do this? We can only display the essential information by hiding. We can say that hide the implementation of our program, right? So whenever we are going to implement the abstraction in our program, what we are going to do, we are just going to display the important things that are required to view by or required to see by the user, right? And other all the information, whether that may be a data, right? Or whether it may be a implementation of program, that is nothing but behavior, right? So with the help of this abstraction concept, what we can do, we can just display the essential information by hiding the data and the implementation part or the implementation, that how the program is going to work or how the particular method or particular work that we have implemented with the help of that program is going to execute, right? That we are going to hide from the display it to the user. Okay, so that is nothing but the class or the concept abstraction. So we know the class and we also know now abstraction. So whenever we are going to define different type of classes, right? In that, whenever we want to hide the implementation, whenever we want to hide the implementation, whenever we want to hide the data, at that time we are going to use this data abstraction concept, right? And obviously it is very important that whenever you have to perform the data abstraction is simply to hide the data, right? The data members that you have used in your class, right? Few minutes ago, I just have one class. In that, I am having the data members and I am having the member functions, right? Member functions. Whenever I want to hide this data members from the users, at that time I can say that I am going to use the data abstraction, right? This I am not going to display my data members to the other programmers or the other classes that we are having in our program. Okay, so that is nothing but data abstraction, and it is very common thing that whenever you want to perform the data abstraction, it is only possible when we are using the classes, right? So in C++ programming, the data abstraction is going to be implemented with the help of class. In C++ programming, we are going to implement data abstraction by using what? Class. Okay. So whenever you want to use the data abstraction or the abstraction concept, it is very common and it is very important that we should have written a class in our program, right? Without having a class, we cannot perform the data abstraction in our program. So it is very important that we can implement the data abstraction by using class in our C++ program. Okay. So this is the simple class we discussed. We discussed this data abstraction, and we also discussed that how we can make or we can implement the data abstraction by using class in our C++ program. Okay. So, but a real life example I want to give, that is to understand the abstraction concept. Okay. One real life example is there, that is a man driving a car. Right? Man driving a car. All of you are aware about how you are going to drive your motorcycle. Right? Some of you are able to drive in the car also, right? So everybody knows that how they are going to drive that car. Right? So we are in car, we are going to have A, B, C. Right? Accelerator is there. We are having clutch and we are having brakes. Right? So whenever we want to move our car, what we are going to do? We are just going to press the clutch and accelerate your car. Whenever you are going to press acceleration button, at that time what is going to you are going to observe that your car is going to come into the momentum. It is going to move from one place to another. Right? Then after pressing the B, that is the brake, what is going to happen? Your car is going to stop. Right? It is going to stop. But with the help of this example, you can understand that to stop your car, you need to press brakes, you need to apply brakes. To move from one position to another position by using your car, you need to press your accelerator. Without having this acceleration and braking, you are not going to perform this kind of operations. It is very essential. This both the operations are going to perform by these actions, right? So these are the actions that you know, but actually we are not going to know, or we don't know how that accelerator works, how that brakes are going to work, right? How this clutch is going to work, right? So we only understand these keys. We know accelerator, brakes, clutch, right? And we only know that to move from one place to another, we need to press accelerator. To stop, we need to press brake, right? But what actually is going to be happen at the back end of this process, that we don't know. That is the information ID, right? Information ID, right? So they have hide or they have hidden their implementation part. That's how they have implemented working on this A, B, and C. The same thing we are going to put up in our programming, C++ programming. Right? So with the help of programming, we can hide our implementation part, we can hide our data that we have used in our class. Okay, so how we can perform this, right? We can perform this data abstraction or the abstraction in our programming, C++ programming, by using the access specifiers. Okay, access specifiers. So what are these access specifiers? We have different types of access specifiers, and with the help of these access specifiers, we can use or we can implement the data abstraction in our program. So the public access specifier is there, then private is there, and protected is there. So these are the key access specifiers that we can use in our C++ program to implement the abstraction concept. Okay. So public is nothing but that data will be implemented, or that data or that methods can be used by the all the classes that we are having in that program. Right? Other classes are also able to use these methods. Okay. Then we are having private. Whenever we are going to specify some data methods or some methods, the member functions by this private, at that time only those member functions or those data methods are only accessible by the same class. Right? Others cannot view, other classes, other programs are unable to view such a kind of data members and member functions. Okay. Then we are having protected. In protected, whenever we are going to use this protected access specifiers, these kind of data members or the member functions can be visible or can be viewed by the same class only, right? And these are also visible or these are also viewed by the classes which have which are the subclasses of that superclass. Okay, so with the help of one example, we will see that how we can make use of these public, private, or the protected access specifiers to implement our data abstraction. Okay, so we are having a class that is implement abstraction. Okay, with the help of one program, we are going to discuss this. So we are having one class implement abstract. Opening the class I have opened. In that I am going to have two variables, integer b. Okay, and I just have to perform the operation, just like I have to take some input and I just have to display that values. Okay, I am having the member function, that is void say, so parametric function and integer y. In that, I am just going to set the value of x and y. How we are going to do this? We can perform this by a is equal to x and b is equal to y. So the values that we have passed with the help of this set function are going to be copied or are going to be initialized to the a and b. And now I just want to display. Why display is there? Display. How we can display this? With the help of cout function. Here is equal cout a is equal to a, right? You can also add a set you can have b is equal to b and a. Okay, so this is nothing but a function, member functions of this class implement abstract to display the value that we have taken with the help of x and y. So this will be your class and closing that class. Now we are going to have the object of this class. Okay, so with the help of void main. Okay, in that we are going to use create one object implement abstract, that is set a1. I have created an object with an a1. Now with the help of this object I can access all these members. I can just access this our data members and member functions. So I am just going to use a1 dot set value, right? Set function. So if by using set, I am going to insert the values a and 20. Okay, a and 20. Right? With the help of this, we can just insert the values 10 and 20 by using the set method. And now I want to display. So a1 dot display return 0 closing braces. So I have just created one object with a name. I just set the value of 10 and 20 a1 display. I am going to display the value. So as an output, we are going to have the a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. We are going to have these values or output as a this value. But you observe this program, if you observe this program, we haven't used any kind of access specifiers. Means this program haven't we haven't used the access specifiers, means data abstraction or any kind of abstraction we haven't implemented in this program. So to implement this data abstraction in this program, we need to use the specifiers, access specifiers. So just in case I want these variables, this data to hide from the other program or the other class that we are having in our program, at that time it is very important that these data members should be declared with the help of this private keyword. So if I am going to use this as a private keyword, at that time this integer a and integer b will not be accessible by the other data, other objects or other classes that we are having. Okay, so at this in this program, this integer a and integer b will not be accessible by the other programs. Right? So we just have hidden the data that we are having in this integer a and integer b. So this is nothing but the data abstraction. So we can also put here that is public. Okay, with the help of can say that this void set and the void display member functions can be accessible by the other classes. So we can, with the help of this void set and void display, we can make use of these methods, member functions in the other class also where we want to perform the same kind of functionality. Okay, so this is nothing but the data abstraction that we can implement with the help of C++ programs. Okay, so it is very important. One thing that you should know is to have data abstraction. It is very important that we should have class. And in class, to implement such a kind of data abstraction, we need the access specifiers, which are nothing but the private only, and one more is there that is nothing but protect. Okay. So by using these access specifiers, we can make use of this abstraction concept in our C++ program. Okay. So I hope you have understood this concept. So in today's lecture, we are going to end our session. In next lecture, we will discuss our next topic. Thank you.